Another thing that I wanted to talk about, I wanted your opinion on, is you were mentioning about how you could say anything you wanted to say in the comments and the people didn't give a shit. In the UK, did you see that they were trying to get a law passed to like have it so that you need your like public ID to sign up to websites, and and that you could be like criminally charged if you bully people online? They were trying to get that in the UK.
Yeah,
so.
really. That was actually there was a similar law like that in Japan actually years ago.
Really?
With 2chan. When 2chan was a thing, well, I mean, when 2chan started to become a thing and started to get really serious, is that there were many politicians that were like, if you want to use 2chan or any kind of message board in Japan, you need to put like your real identity and get like properly ID and scanned to avoid cyberbullying.
ID card.
Right, exactly. And I remember the founder of 2chan, Hiroyuki, he went on TV campaigning against it because he was like, that's just censoring. Like that goes completely against the whole point of sites like 2chan and just internet and stuff like that. And he basically, I mean, he was ruthless about it. He basically said, if you can't handle it, then fuck off, which, in some aspects, yes, I agree with, but in other aspects, I do see, like, especially nowadays with kids who have no chill whatsoever, right? They just think they can go ham on everything without thinking of any repercussions, right?
Yeah, it's weird, man, because, obviously I can sympathize with people who have had some really awful experiences with public shaming and stuff like that, and it's really, I imagine it's not easy to deal with.
No.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's like, all right, I get it, but come on, anonymity is an amazing thing, and it empowers a lot of people. And I feel like when you try and take away anonymity from people, it disproportionately affects people who are in worse positions. So it's weird. And also, I thought, okay, so let's say I have to make ID to join Twitter in the UK, bro. I'm just boot up that VPN and like go to America. Like, I'm not signing up with my ID. Are you kidding me? Even as a public figure, I do not want to give my ID to like Twitter. Like, I do not want to do that.
But that's the thing, right? It's like anonymity is such a
Wait, have you not?
No.
Do you not need to give it for verification?
Do you? Oh wait, you do, don't you? Oh yeah, you do. I guess I did. But I don't.
Checkmate.
I don't want to, but I have to.
Yeah.
Twitter's like, checkmate.
Checkmate, we have your shit.
Fuck. I just realized.
We know who you are.
Connor, I would never give up my ID for Twitter. I would rather go to war. Jokes.
But that tick mark, though.
But the verification.
That check mark, though. Enticing.
I can't wait for this fucking Kirby enthusiasm thing.
Poorly ace things.
Literally took like 5 seconds.
I meant not like as just a general user.
I get what you mean, though. I get what you mean.
It's stupid.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing is, like, I was saying, like, I think that's what's so powerful about anonymity is that I think true anonymity is so difficult to achieve outside of the internet. That's what makes it so powerful on the internet, because it's really the only place on the planet where you can really just be completely anonymous and do and say shit,
Yeah, I mean, I hate the fact that some people are just really abhorrent to me online sometimes for no particular reason. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, people, that means nobody gets to enjoy the freedoms of the internet. And there's a lot of countries where that's like life or death. That anonymity is very important. Like, I would never, ever want to take that away, even for a blue check mark.
Just imagine. I can just imagine someone like talking shit to me, right? Like quote retweeting, saying something mean, and I'm like, "What's your identity? Show me how old you are. Where do you live?
Let me contact the internet police." Oh wait, that's a thing now.
The cyber police.
So what are you gonna do? Go to prison because you fucking ratioed someone? Like what? Like what's? What? How are you gonna define?
Calling on my cyber lawyer.
Yeah, how are you gonna define bullying like that?
Yeah.
Like, this is the reason why bullying laws have like never ever worked, because it's like how the fuck do you define bullying? Like one man's insult is another man's like Pepe laugh. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know, what some people may find funny and jovial, other people may find like fucking deeply offensive. Like,
yeah.
But half the time, if you're super offended by something like that, it's probably on you.
No, I get like the whole thing of like, cyber thing is like a real thing, and it's not just a simple matter of just close your eyes or just get off the internet.
Just don't look, bro.
Yeah, just don't look at it, right? Like it's obviously not that simple, but at the same time, it's like people's thresholds of what they're offended by is very different.
I mean, I don't think there is a perfect solution, because yes, I do think people would need to like chill out online, and I don't agree that the right solution to that is by monitoring everyone and kind of having to make make it like a default thing where you have to give up your ID and your anonymity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They already have that shit anyway. Why do they need it?
Yeah.
they already know that. Like the government doesn't fucking already know everything about.
Yeah,
this,
right.
bro.
Yeah,
Like,
It's not like they're tracking you every day.
they know what hentai I'm watching. They don't
exactly.
need to. They don't need to put cookies on my browser. I'll straight up tell them, bro. Leave me alone.
I know, yeah. So I guess my philosophy behind it is just like to keep your mans in check. You know, if you do see someone acting like a dickhead, then it's kind of a social thing now.
Yeah, just say, "Oi, stop being a dickhead."
Stop being a dickhead.
Yeah, it's not hard.
I need to piss quickly.
Oh my god, this man needs to piss every 2 damn
He
seconds.
has downed like half the bottle.
One thing that pisses me off about this debate, right?
Yeah.
Is that they always just piggyback off of like really tragic events to push their agenda of we can't have anonymity.
Yeah.
Look, people are dying out here from anonymity. And it's like you're just using like really tragic events to push your agenda.
Wait, how are people dying from anonymity?
Oh, yeah, like cyberbullying people, like with there's a very famous one with the terrace house girl.
Oh yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
name.
yeah.
But yeah, I remember that whole started a debate as well.
Yeah.
And then I know that with the like English football players, people were being like super racist towards them. It's really fucked up. And then that's when the debate really started going. And it's like, yeah, this is horrible. But like the bigger picture is like they're trying to like take away your like
Freedom,
like
freedom,
like
freedom.
we already resigned so much. Why are you just like giving it to them? Like, here, take it, please.
Yeah. And it's like, like people are still racist whether they're anonymous or not, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like we're not getting to the root of the problem.
Bro, go to the Facebook groups. That's literally got their whole family tree on there, and they're saying the worst shit. They ain't gonna change anything.
It's like, oh, cool. My uncle just joined the KKK fan club on Facebook. It's like, great. It's not anonymous. It's still racist, But like that's the problem, right? It's like I feel, as you said, it's like they're using the anonymous excuse to cover up the actual root of the problem, right? It's like the root of the problem is not this anonymous person saying racist shit. It's the problem that person is a racist.
Man, sometimes I wish one of us was just like fucking weird as fuck, so we could just like, so you would just be like, yeah, dude, I'm like anti-vax, 5G hater, like, it's just so that we'd have like more interesting debates.
More interesting.
Just because I'm like, why you gotta be fucking sensible, guys? Like, what the fuck? Like, stop agreeing with me for a
God
day.
forbid we have common sense.
God fucking damn it.
God fucking damn! Why can't one of you be like conspiracy?
Why are you not
theory?
like part of the KKK fan club? Dude? We were roasted.
Let's just invite Alex Jones to a trash taste. just balance it out.
We wouldn't be able to contain Alex Jones, man. Like, who are we kidding? Like, why you gotta be so damn sensible all the time? Fuck you guys. Oh my god.
No, but I mean, I guess this is like picking back on like the discussion we had last week about hearing what the other side has to say, right? And I can't remember exactly what I said to like end off the podcast, because that's how it is on Trash Taste podcast.
Hell
But I do remember thinking one thing I actually like doing is I like going to
we follow people from the other side. So.
Yeah, we like following people from the other side just to see what they're thinking or what their argument is. So one thing I actually like doing is I like to see what some of like say the craziest people are thinking, right? Just so not because I want to believe them, just because I'm like so curious about how they got to that point, right? So one thing I like doing is just listening to like flat earthers defend what they believe, defend flat earth, right?
Have you seen how weird the flat earth like online presence is though? Like there's so much like anti-Semitism there as well. Like weirdly, yeah, it's really bizarre.
I did see a video of a guy, I think it was a Vice documentary of a guy going to like a flat earth convention.
Maybe it was all gas, no brakes?
No, it wasn't all gas, no brakes. It was like a proper like documentary of a guy going to a flat earth convention. And it was just, I couldn't even get mad at the stuff they were talking about because like anyone sensible can tell you that what they're saying is just doo-doo caca. But like at the same time, I was so fascinated being like, I genuinely wonder how you got to this point.
Yeah.
Like not even to like hate, just like I'm just like psychologically I'm just curious.
Yeah, exactly.
What you had to input and what you had to be surrounded by in order for you to truly believe that the earth is flat.
Yeah, and like looking into it and seeing like so many different like fucking flat earthers and different videos about flat earthers, I'm just like, a lot of this just comes down to like a core distrust of the government and a system, like a systematic distrust. It's so much of a distrust that they would rather believe that the earth is flat than believe what scientists say and what an organization like NASA says, which is like it's it's fascinating and it's also hilarious that to them NASA is basically just like the fucking Illuminati.
The problem is that we've actually had real conspiracies happen. So people just have like this weird confidence that like it's happened before. We've proven that some conspiracy theories have happened. Like, it has happened in the past, and so they get like weirdly confident about it, I think, in a sense, from some stuff like that. I don't know. I don't have this mindset. Stuff like that is so far from where I have a view of things. I can't even begin to like.
I can't even begin to like dive in.
No, I can't. No. Like, I don't even understand like how like, and I think this is the problem is that like. A lot of people just cannot even remotely see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Like with politics, sometimes you can kind of understand, right? You disagree, but you can somewhat understand. Very rarely online, but but with stuff like this, it's so to us, it's so insane, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to begin to be like, yeah, you have a point. I don't even know how to entertain it. I don't know. I don't know.
To me, it's just like it's not about entertaining. It's just like I'm just genuinely curious. I'm just like genuinely, and like not even trying to change your mind. I'm just like genuinely curious. How the fuck did you get to this point?
Is it something that starts from like a young age? I don't know.
I don't know. But for me, it's not even the point of like me trying to figure out if I can even say, yeah, you've got a point. For me, it's all the time. It's just. Go on. I'm listening, but I'm not going to like take in anything you say. I am just listening.
It's weird because like my whole life growing up, right, I've never met anyone who's been into like really bizarre stuff like that. Well, not openly.
Yeah.
No. So it's kind of like weird for me because I'm like, okay, I've experienced my whole life. Like I understand now as an adult, I can kind of have my own circles. Mm-hmm. But I wonder why as like growing up and like university and stuff like that, how I've never really met anyone who's been very hardcore into this, at least in the UK. I don't know about elsewhere.
I think it's maybe because they kind of come dime a dozen, right? Like I feel it's like they make it. I think media just makes it so out that there is this like massive, large community that are flat earthers.
I think it's getting bigger.
It is getting bigger. It is getting bigger. I still don't think it's to the point where it's become noticeably bigger. You know, like I still think at the end of the day, it is still very, very tiny population that actually is involved in this.
It's hard to say, right? It's hard to say.
At least to the point where they're willing to go to a convention about it.
I mean, it definitely feels like it's getting bigger.
Right.
Like before I remember hearing about flat earthers and I would just laugh like that was just like an urban legend or something. And then you realize that people like this actually exist, and they're getting more of like they're getting larger because they have a platform to be able to get larger on, which is the internet. Right?
I mean, I guess the fact that an entire convention exists about it.
Exactly, right?
This is the thing that I hate about it as well. Is I hate talking about it because the more you talk about it, the more you like give them a strange sense of confidence.
Yeah.
Because we're so sure. Because we're so sure that we know that the Earth is round.
Yeah,
right? We know that.
Yeah.
And it's weird the fact that because I feel like the fact that we almost keep talking about it and being like, yeah, we know it is. You're dumb.
Yeah.
They think, oh, it's just adding to the conspiracy because it's what I've been told, that everyone's going to tell me I'm stupid and that everyone's against me.
Yeah.
And so it's this weird thing where I'm like, all right, we just never gave them any kind of credence before. We never paid any attention to them hundreds of years ago when they said this, or hundreds of years ago they think it was flat. But like 1930s, whatever. I don't know. People didn't give a fucking shit. They were like, whatever, you're crazy. Have a nice day. They wouldn't talk about it, right? But now because it's so well discussed and it's so well spoke about, I feel like it almost lends itself more confidence or more avenues, people who are susceptible to stuff like that, to get into it.
Yeah.
I feel the more we talk about it, the more it just gives that group of people power, right? Being like, you finally recognized us. Yes, we do exist.
Well, that's why I always come from a place of I want to understand the other side, because like I feel like
do you understand?
I do kind of understand where
do you think it comes from? Where do you think it comes from? How does a person get to like believing in something like that?
Well, a lot of it, like I said, is such a distrust of the system. Where do you
think that's?
Yeah, where does the distrust of the system come from?
There's a lot of things that it could come from. A big thing is religion as well. So a lot of flat earthers you see are very, very religious people. Not to say that religion is the core cause of this. I have to fucking preface that.
Bad.
I have to preface that as someone who is religious myself.
Right.
But it's people who distrust the government, distrust organizations so much that conspiracy theories to them seem more palpable than what everyone else is telling them, because they've grown up in an environment where it's like, don't trust what everyone else is telling you. And because everyone around them is telling them that they're wrong, that only, like you said, strengthens their views and looks for more reasons for them to like believe in this system, right? Believe what they've come to believe.
I'm sympathetic in some ways. I feel like even though, you're right, like they don't trust in the systems, almost because I think in a lot of ways the systems have failed them, like systems that we take for granted because we had good upbringings. We are very lucky that we had very ordinary quote unquote lives and had good education, I suppose. And I feel like if you are unfortunate enough to just kind of not have access to a lot of things and you're told that certain organizations or things are supposed to protect you or just to learn from these things and you don't, and they let you down. I can understand why you'd almost not trust these systems that are supposed to be put in place to help you. So it's tough though. Which is
why I like doing shit like this, because especially on the internet with how online discourse is, like I said last week, a lot of people know what they stand against, but very few people know what they stand for, and that's just because it's so much easier to like prove someone else wrong than prove yourself right. Right. So it's come to a point where I want to understand the other side, because one thing that's missing from a lot of online discourse and online discussions is people trying to fucking understand each other. Everyone's just trying to prove each other wrong rather than having a healthy debate. And I think having an understanding of the other side is the first step to having a healthy debate. And so if I can understand flat earthers, then who the fuck on the internet can't I understand? And that's why that's why I do this shit.
If open conversations were normalized on the internet, we'd all be driving flying cars, like
exactly.
Right. So, but unfortunately, we're still on the ground.
It's a hard.
It's just a lot about society.
It's a lot about society.